Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation. Screw it. This is tiresome.
You need more?
I do. I really, really do. Now then, let's start this class trial.
Before we start, what happens if the votes...
Huh? You mean like... It means they're both the blackened. As long as one of them is correct. It's fine.
Daddy!
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
Thanks. Since that...
What game?
Just ignore Cook. Got it! Oh my... It's true! People really do change!
But now she's lost what made her so unique.
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that.
While we were all... You were able to move.
Don't screw around. Kaito, run.
How long are you... We already... Kaito logged out first, by himself. You was still logged in. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
I'll reveal the truth.
Wait a... Is this fun for you? Messing with a trial?
Well, I mean, this is where it gets fun for both me and the culprit. So what's this talk about an antidote? We'll just say you misunderstood the...
This is it. In the virtual world, Miu was... So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whoever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more.
It's possible. Great height.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts
On that first.
Whoever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It's the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved?
I think strangulation is more.
I agree.
This is it! During the investigation, we found toilet paper outside the mansion.
Gonta, no can ignore that! There's no time for nonsense! You know we use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy!
I'll cut through your words! That's it!
Let's assume that you
Brought the hammer. What was she planning to do?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Pieces for a hammer. Gonta, no! Mew gonna build stuff with hammer! Probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone.
I agree! Mew was gonna...
What?
That's it!
Put the poison there.
If she did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
And then what? Log back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around that time? Did you log in?
Nope, don't see that at all.
If he hadn't logged in, then you couldn't have... That's wrong!
It was me. Shit.
This is it!
What?
Mew is waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No. Music.
That's wrong!
Mew must have gone to the mansion. We have a witness.
Yeah. When I was searching the dining room, I saw Mew pass by the window. Since there was...
She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene just to let everyone know it's no longer there.
So, what secret...
It won't be that easy to figure out. It's called a secret method for a reason.
No worries, guys. As long as we leave it to Shuichi, everything will be A-OK.
What are you saying? We can't just rely on Shuichi all the time. This class trial's for all of us. We're here to solve this together.
You would just slow down Shuichi.
Shut up!
The way across it only Mew knew about.
Like a hidden bridge besides that signboard, maybe.
Or instead of bridge, Mew used some kind of vehicle to go over.
Or maybe she teleported with magic. Or she used a warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew knew.
I agree.
That's it, Kibo. There was a hidden route only Mew could use. Was there really? Mew modified the program to add a special wall to the world. The wall stretches along... the y-axis, but we found two such walls in the virtual world. It's unclear whether Mew added the wall by the mansion or the wall near the chapel. We do know that that wall was set so that only objects could pass
Don't be
through.
naive, Shuichi.
What is it?
Jeez, Mew set up a weird wall like that? That is suspicious. But it's got nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Nothing to do with...
Huh. You don't even Oh well, my sidekick's mistakes are my mistakes. I'll make it right. What we gotta figure out is how Mew got from the chapel to the men. So why waste time talking about it's pointless? We gotta take a whole new approach here.
Now, wait just a second. It's not actually impossible at all.
But you just said so, didn't you? That wall Mew set up only lets non-human objects go through it. Humans aren't able to pass through. So Mew obviously wouldn't be able to go through that wall. She's not just an
I'll cut through your words! The wall wasn't the only thing that Mew changed. She also changed her avatar settings from human to object.
From human to object?
Which means the virtual world treated her avatar as an object. She could have passed through a wall that only non-humans could go through.
Is that right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says. I already told you. The more you it's so total...
Kokichi, enough! I wasn't arguing with him. I was just explaining...
I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. It just means even I make mistakes.
Okay.
It's...
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.
So, if Mew messed with the program and made a wall only she
Then her secret route was through that wall?
That's it, right? Like using a glitch in a game to walk outside the map. I bet Mew had a hidden passage like that in the back of the chapel.
But even if she could walk through walls, was there really a hidden passage? 'Cause Mew said...
She probably lied. There would be no point in going if there was nothing on the other side.
You lie.
I wonder what the truth...
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall. She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for...
Kokichi, you no have to go that far.
Stop it! Don't badmouth Mommy!
Monotaro?
Listen to you talk, but Mommy wasn't lying. There was no hidden route in that virtual...
Hey! You can't tell them such an important hint!
Oh, if you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true.
Oh, shoot!
Ah, jeez. You're lucky you're cute.
So now that we know there's no hidden route, why did she manipulate the program? If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless.
Mew wouldn't have done something meaningless. She would have had a plan.
Yes. Mew definitely wanted to be able to go through that wall for a reason. We aren't sure why yet, but once we solve the mystery of the virtual world...
Mystery of virtual world?
There have been a lot of strange occurrences in the virtual world. If we can determine why, we will also determine what Mew was up to. We'll know why she wanted to pass through the wall.
All right, let's clear up those strange occurrences.
Yeah, Gonta will help, even though Gonta not know what you're talking about.
Speaking of strange occurrences, I'm just plain worried about that one thing. Remember? That thing that made us notice all the strange occurrences?
This is it! You mean the loud sound that you and I heard in the kitchen?
You all heard that sound too?
Yes.
But that sound occurred near the chapel. How did you hear it all the way at the mansion?
First off, sound can't go past the map loading point. Did that sound really come from the chapel?
That sound was something hitting the chapel wall. It was real loud.
And we definitely heard it. We heard Kibo's voice as well.
You heard my voice too?
What? That is pretty strange.
Exactly. That has to be some kind of clue to the mystery of the virtual world.
Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first. There was another mysterious phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there?
Kokichi talked like he noticed something. Pretending not to know?
Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me!
Sorry, going to not mean it like that.
There's no need to apologize to him. He's probably just lying again.
What was the other strange occurrence? Did you see it, Shuichi?
I see it! The sign that we were using as a bridge was odd.
Odd how?
We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the river. We found it later, but there was something unnatural about it. It appeared as though the sign was carried against the river's current. We all saw Mew drop the sign and watch the river carry it downstream. And the river was wide there. The sign should have traveled downriver toward the chapel, correct? It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel and stopped there. But that's not where we found... We found it near the mansion, nestled in some rocks.
The signboard should have been near the chapel, but we found it on the other side.
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall to cross the river. Then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she could get back.
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're so close to the truth. We just have to connect the how and what. All the mysterious things that happened have to connect with each other somehow.
Connect how?
A wall only objects can pass through. Sounds that shouldn't be heard. A signboard going against the river current.
I don't know, but Shuichi should know, right?
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble. The only one who can...
So,
Ah, well, what we know... The unnatural way the sign was carried is possibly related to the wall. This is it! It might have to do with a wall that only objects can pass through. The sign should have stopped at the wall on the other side of the chapel. But if that wall happened to be the one that Mew set to allow objects through...
I see. It's a wall only non-humans can pass through. That means the signboard can pass through the wall, right?
Even if it could pass through the chapel wall, how'd it end up by the mansion?
the only way it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone. But it's not, right?
Leave it to me, Shuichi. This is the virtual...
Huh?
That's it! What if both ends of the river were connected?
both ends of river connected?
Exactly. To put it another way, the river isn't cut off at the wall near the chapel. It's all part of one big loop. The upstream part of the river is connected to it.
What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river.
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through the chapel wall, it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall too.
I got it!
What are you talking about?
That's it! The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall. It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis. That single wall divides the entire virtual world. The idea is, you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us.
It's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
I see now. Yes, that's it. The virtual world is a loop. Loop?
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example, when a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a continuous loop.
The virtual world loops?
What in the world?
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away. It vanished into the wall downstream of the river, came out of that same wall upstream, and floated with the current until it got caught on the rocks.
What was the world like before Mew added the wall?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kibo's voice.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
Huh? Really?
Yes, but first we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Where the loop starts. Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside the mansion, then the loop... There! The map loading point was where the virtual world looped. We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather... her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sounds emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
That's right! That's how the virtual world works!
For you to get this far! Yes! Yes!
For you to get this far...
Nope. Mew pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map. Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center, which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi.
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery.
That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
Thanks, Shuichi. You saved us.
You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting... Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class...
Kokichi talking like Monokuma again.
No matter what you say, I'm gonna believe in everyone.
I can't wait to see what happens next!
And another thing. Yeah? Yeah! Ah! Huh? Huh? Really? Huh? Huh? Oh. My head! I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but I just can't. My head! My head hurts so much, I just can't remember.
Have you forgotten? Maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
Daddy? Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
More importantly, let's continue.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need... So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge. She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit kill her.
That's probably what happened.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
No say such mean things. Killing game bad. Mew not bad.
That might have been difficult.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
Huh?
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. The culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Don't not throw her!
We know. You couldn't because the Avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical? That problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
How did they send... Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard. Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel, right? That's when you found the dead Mew there. Right. If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
That's it! I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall. The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Mew's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. He felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys...
Hold on, Kokichi. What? Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we...
A way of transporting...
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
Your what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof. If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
The culprit used the sloped roof as a slide for Mew's avatar.
Slide? Nah, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Mew...
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide! Just like Shumai said!
Who the hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man! Sorry, my hobby slipped in.
Even if her avatar slid off the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Well, duh, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of snow.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. And not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
It's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like...
Oh no!
Even if her avatar slid off the quickly?
Well, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of snow.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. And solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be different. Virtual world, perhaps not.
The issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like.
I'll reveal the truth. There was something the culprit could have used to slide the body. The signboard.
The signboard?
You put Mew's body on top and use it as a kind of sled.
You could use it to slide the body, but the signboard we used as a bridge was the only one. The culprit couldn't have used that sign.
What if there was another signboard?
Huh? Another one?
Do you remember the first time I went to get the signboard? There were actually two there. The culprit must have used the other one as a sled.
But then why did Mew say there was only one signboard?
To mislead us.
Pooh! Pooh! Oh my god! That line was so cringy! Stop, my stomach hurts! Wow! Shuichi is lying on purpose! Are you trying to spice up the classroom?
What?
Kokichi, I was the only one who went and got the signboard. Only I saw them. So why do you think I'm lying?
Because I know. I know the culprit. And the whole trick.
What?
Then tell us!
I could tell you, but I think we should save the best for last. Even if I told you, would you guys really believe a liar like me? I could be lying about knowing who the culprit is for all you know.
What?
This doesn't mean all of Shuichi's deductions are lies yet. You're right about the culprit putting Mew on a sled and sliding her down the roof. But instead of a sled, they used that thing from the storage room.
You mean the lattice, right? When I first looked in the storage room on the roof, I saw the lattice there. But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof? Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct! After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled and slid her down the roof's steep slope.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
The impact made all of her belongings scatter, including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff. I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
Daddy, I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful. You gotta be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather now?
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi,
Yeah.
But Gonta...
However, meaning the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from you, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
That's real sneaky. Leave.
It's you! Kokichi,
What do you need to know?
why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now. It was that testimony that bothered me.
I see it!
When you were explaining that the door roof was locked, you said, but later, that's a lot of specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been there.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Huh?
What's this all about, Koki?
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere...
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Wait, I remember... At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you...
Is it my fault?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't!
Yes, she did.
She did not!
She did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
What a worthless fight!
Stop him, Grandpa! All this terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Yeah, Grandfather. Stop them before your grandkid is born.
I'm not gonna apologize.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like that?
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know.
I'll reveal the truth. Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you, but you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while.
What's this all about? Didn't you go right back to the salon after...
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house points. Oh, no. Himiko points to Shuichi.
But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room. Oh well.
Sorry, but go.
I see.
What comes around goes around.
Why do you guys hate lies that much? There's only one truth. And some of them are only white lies. Or lies to be kind. If you deny all of that, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already!
Isn't that where he met up with...
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably...
Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge.
Revenge?
You got some balls lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi. I won't let you do any detective work, or deduction, or mystery solving, or anything.
Oh?
So, I'll confess...
Fact.
A confession? So you...
I came up with a plan after Mew asked me to meet up with her. She asked me pretty eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. Without a doubt, she planned to use that for my murder. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You worked...
I guess the jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true. Kokichi came to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting. It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
You added a motive? Then the secret of the outside world is the motive, right?
No fair! Monokuma can't take sides!
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship. Technically, that doesn't violate the rules.
Bullshit! No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Shh, calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm fine with that, but...
I told you. I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery-solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge. Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
What?
Huh?
What?
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
That's a lie! He didn't...
Do you really expect us to believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not...
It's my turn now. The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game. As the Killing Game Busters!
What?
We must win this killing game.
What you mean?
By the way, I came up with a murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta what?
Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
'Cause Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth. He's not someone who lies all the time like you.
And no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
Yeah, not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's trying to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime.
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible. I didn't want Shuichi to hog up glory, so I told everyone the truth.
Cut that out. I told you it's not gonna work.
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
It doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible.
It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions in. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
What?
Gonta, not. And also, cause that not how gentlemen act.
Yeah, Gonta's not lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
You, of course!
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew.
There's already proof.
Oh, did you forget? Why I can't be the culprit? I am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? The clue is how Mew was killed.
You got strangled to death, right?
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
Mew would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could have kept... That's wrong!
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible for Kokichi to strangle Mew.
Why wasn't it possible?
Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Huh?
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
What?
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck, then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.
Wait! What if it was something besides...
There's no doubt Mew was strangled. We already discussed this.
Kaito is really desperate to make me the culprit. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Mew is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adored.
No! Gonta not kill Mew! It's true! You gotta believe Gonta! Gonta would never hurt anyone!
I believe you. There's no way Gonta would kill.
I believe...
Of course! Who'd believe a liar like him? He's lying about Gonta being the culprit, so there's no point talking about it. Right, Shuichi?
Huh? I know how important it is to believe, but as the ultimate detective, I know we can't solve this case with belief alone.
Huh?
It's just that something doesn't add up. I have this feeling something's off. We can't keep going back and forth like this. We need to discuss this.
What, you wanna suspect Gonta?
Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me.
No, I'm not trying to...
Oh, the irony! It's all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective, and now Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others. Well, can't be helped. That's just what a detective does.
That's not it, Kokichi.
Shuichi, please.
We might as well discuss it.
What?
As a precautionary measure. I think we need to seriously only then.
You guys... He's just trying to split us up!
But...
2 for 1 Truth Special! Sorry to ruin this tense moment, but you guys seem pretty evenly split right now. So, the ultimate attack.
So we're gonna do that again?
Shuichi, why? You're Kaito.